Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Miss Bambi. Hey, James. How y'all doing this lovely morning? Um, Good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well this morning. I hope everybody is happy. Hey, Norris Coach, you're actually catching alive. I know, right? Sometimes you have to catch replays. You get busy in the morning or you working or something's happening. Also, hey, my twin mama. Good morning to my bush watchers who out in the bushes. I know some of y'all be busy early in the morning, so it's the only way you can catch the live. Oh, I gotta do my medication, my med check reminder, y'all. Oh, look at me forgetting my own medicines. All right, hold on. Let me get my medicine together here. I gotta get everything together. Um, Also, somebody did come to my house for some reason. I'm not gonna say everything. Sometimes silence is golden. But case was unfounded. It's gonna be closed. No biggie on that. I knew there wasn't gonna be no biggie on that because my child is well taken care of and has been his entire life. Um, I've given up my entire life. If you know the story, you know what happened. I've told y'all the story. My child is my miracle baby. He's the only child I have. I have no others. Everything's fine. Everything's gravy. I have the I have to call up to the Jackson office to see who called. But they have to release that information to me. So I will know who made that call. Yes, Norris, I am. They sent CPS to my house or Department of Human Services, Child Protective Services, whatnot. The case was obviously unfounded, right? Obviously my child is fine just because I don't put my kid on the internet like other people do. Um, and you listen to lies of others, that's your option. I did want to make that known that, you know, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, Norris. It's crazy. But you know what? In this life, in this beautiful life, you've done the worst you can do. You know what I mean? I knew it was going to be unfounded. There is no abuse. There is no nothing like that in my home. My child is very well taken care of. Always has been. Always will be. Good morning, Miss Catherine. How y'all doing this morning? Oh, make sure you take your medications now. This is your med check reminder. Take your blood pressure medication. If you have ADHD medication, your diabetes medication, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? So make sure you take your medication. This morning, we were going to look at. Okay, here's my question for y'all. We have a couple of cases to look into for True Crime Thursday. The Karen Reed murder trial. We have Stephen Stearns testifies at hearing trying to suppress cell phone evidence. We have court audio from Harmony Montgomery case hearing can be released. So they are going to be releasing the custody hearing information for the Harmony Montgomery case. Um, and they are blocking out right now the other kids' names in the documentation when they're going to release the audio. Yeah, it's okay, twin mama. Everything's okay. Where did I do with it? Y'all know I'm always losing stuff. Always. I don't know about y'all, but I am always losing stuff. I swear I need to clap on, clap off. It'd be right there too, in front of my face. Like right there in front of my face, and I'm always losing stuff. Always. I don't know. Am I the only one that does that? Like you just had it like 2 seconds ago, and then you go to look for it and you lost it again. I am so terrible about doing that. I'm terrible about losing my TV remote. I'm terrible. Like, the only reason I don't lose my controller for my Xbox is because the damn thing is so large. Yeah, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. Oh my God, you sound just like my dad saying that. He says that to me all the time because I'm always losing stuff. Like, I'll be in the kitchen cooking, right? And I'll be stirring the pot or something like that. And I set like my spoon down and I'll lose it. It's right in front of my damn face on the counter. And I usually, because I don't know about y'all, but the best way to keep your counters clean is you take a paper towel and you put it down to set your spoons on when you're having to stir your food, right? And I'll set it on the paper towel, and for some reason, my mind says, don't look at the paper towel. And it's right there. It's and then I went to look. I'm looking for my cell phone right now. Oh, I think I just found it. And I've had it in my hand talking to somebody. I don't know if y'all have ever done that and be like, what the hell did I do with my phone? I'm telling you, I lose my phone all the time. I lose my phone all the time. And it's like, now when I had my other phone, the other one I had, it had like a dark backing. It was a black phone. So if it turned sideways, I couldn't see it because of that, right? It wasn't a bright color. This one is a white, bright color. How am I losing a white, bright color? That makes simply no sense whatsoever. Like, how are you losing something so bright, so light? I don't know. Yeah, I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on right. I lose my cell phone all the time, though. I know I can't be the only one that loses their phone all the time. I know I can't be the only one that does that shit. I know I lose my shit all the time. But do y'all have any like this is not just I need to make a new I need to go to Canva and make a new thing. I don't want to just do true crime on Thursday anymore. I want to do therapy Thursday too. So, like, if we have any therapeutic things we want to talk about, because y'all know that for me, the biggest thing that I love to do is help others, right? Y'all know that I love helping, talk about mental health and mental health awareness. Yes, Miss Catherine, that is a normal thing for people with ADHD. I will say that, yeah, you have to work on your memory and place things in the same place every single time. Yeah, it is a thing with ADHD. I'm bad about setting stuff right in front of my face, and I'll put something up, right? So I intentionally won't lose it, and then I forget where I put it up. So I put stuff up away from myself, if that makes sense. Like, I'm bad about accidentally doing that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm bad about doing that. I'll put something up and I'll be like, where did I put that again? And I just like did it so I wouldn't lose it. But yeah, that is a huge thing with people with ADHD. Trying to place it in the same place every time does help you remember. That's why in my kitchen drawers, I have my knives in one area and my scissors that I cut stuff, and then I have this and this area. You know what I'm saying? And I have it all arranged in like certain places so that I don't forget where things are, because I will. If somebody changes something, also, it messes with me when they change things and I go to looking for something and they've moved it. It really does. Like, I'm freaked out, can't find it, and even if I try to look for it, I wouldn't be able to find it. Well, the only reason I lose my phone a lot, Miss Catherine, I think that's the reason specifically with my phone. Everything else I keep usually in a specific spot, right? Like in a specific spot. But with my phone, obviously I'm carrying it around. I'm going to different rooms. I'll set it down beside my hip bone, right? Or right under my pillow or something like that. And then I'll forget that's where I stuck it. And so I'm looking everywhere for it. And it's just right there. But usually that's what happens. Like I'll have my phone in my lap and it'll like fall under my leg or something like that. And because their phones are so small nowadays and so tiny, that's how I lose it sometimes. Or to slip down beside the bed and it'll be laying up on its side and it looks like it's a part of it. Right? Good morning, Watcher Love. And that's how I keep losing my damn phone all the damn time. Because I'm moving it all the time. You keep doing it to yourself, Norris? Oh my god. If I put stuff up, I have to make sure I keep it in the same place or I will forget. And I know I'm not the only one with ADHD that has like this little bag where you put little odds and ends so you can put it in your closet and whatnot. And then you forget you put it in the odds and ends bag. And you go to look for something and it's in that bag the whole time and you can't find it. Like I have done that. I will say that with ADHD, if it's not in front of your face sometimes, you forget all about it. Like I'm the worst at text backs sometimes. I have to, like, if I don't see it right in front of my face or I'm trying to text you but I'm doing something, I'll think I sent the text and I never sent the text. Like I'll think I've done it and I didn't do it at all. I don't know if y'all have ever done that. Like you think you sent something, you wrote it out and everything, and it's saved as a draft in your phone, and you never sent the text. Then by the time you figure that out, somebody's already texted something new, and that text makes no sense now. So now you have to erase that and text a new text. Have you ever had that happen to you? Oh, I have. Oh, also, you know, the situation with Karen Reed. I want to know if anybody has watched that trial and if you think that she actually ran over him intentionally or like I the way I see it, I think she was drunk and belligerent, probably accidentally hit him. But if you're under the under the by legal state law, this is state law, well, in pretty much all states, right? This is a legal law, this is a criminal offense. If you are under the influence of alcoholic beverages and or any kind of medication, drug of any kind, illicit or even prescribed, and you hit someone with a vehicle, you still get charged with vehicular manslaughter, even if it was an accident, even if you didn't intentionally have malice intent. There is two different forms of vehicular manslaughter, right? Well, there's two different forms of somebody passing away from a vehicle. There is vehicular murder, and then there's vehicular manslaughter. Murder, or whatever, is where you intentionally did it. You ran somebody over. Manslaughter is where you had an accident and it caused someone else's passing. Um, and you don't necessarily have to have intent with vehicular manslaughter. Like she didn't have to intentionally hit him. It could have been an accident because she was under the influence of alcohol at the time. It does qualify for vehicular manslaughter by legal state law. I don't know if any of y'all been watching the Karen Reed case or keeping up with any true crime recently. I hope they nail Steven Stearns to the motherfucking wall for what he did to that baby. I hope Steven Stearns, the Madeline Soto case, I hope that Steven Stearns goes to prison, don't pass go, don't collect $200. one of my friends. She's an amazing lady. She's one of my good friends. We haven't spoken a minute, but here's the thing: me and her could pick up the phone tomorrow and be straight. See, that's the crazy thing is like a lot of my friends and we grew apart when we had kids because we had kids, we had families, we had things to take care of. But I could pick up the phone tomorrow and call them, and it's like no time has passed. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're still on good terminology. Um, and her grandfather actually got charged with vehicular manslaughter and got 20 years. He was drunk, he had an accident, and someone passed away because of it. So it was a really sad situation because she did love, she called him her papa, and she loved him very, very much. And she went to see him when she was little and all these other things, but he didn't get out until she was a grown woman. He went in when she was young and didn't get out until she was a grown woman. And then it wasn't too many years after that he passed away. Oh man, that sucks, Norris. A traumatic brain injury because of the accident. He didn't remember anything and had to learn to speak and walk. When he got better, he went to prison. That sucks. Think about it. Like you don't even know what happened. I will say, a lot of us are very lucky. When we were kids, we were riding around with other people who were drinking and driving. A lot of us did that as kids because we thought we were invincible. We thought, ain't nothing going to happen to us. And we just got super lucky. I know for a fact I did it myself, right? I rode with someone else who had been drinking. And I am so lucky that nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? But I was a dumb kid at the time. I thought I was invincible. I thought, when you're young, there's a lot of things that you do that is stupid that you don't think about until you get older, right? You don't think about some of the things that you do as a child or when you're under a specific age being extremely dangerous, you know? Like going to these house parties late at night. Anything could have happened to us. Going to these barn parties out in the woods, we could have stumbled out and accidentally got in a slough and something bad could have happened. We didn't think about the things that could have actually happened, right? Being out in the woods partying with your friends, right? What if, let's say, you stumble into an area with rattlesnakes or, where the gators are or something like that, right? You could have very well got unalive by a wild animal, you know, and you didn't think about it at that time when you were a kid because kids automatically assume and young people that they're invincible. If you look at a lot of these drunk driving cases, right? Usually the people are in their 20s. I'm not saying that's all the time because you have alcoholics, right? And you have people who still do it knowing they're in their 40s and 50s. But not a lot of them, I don't know the percentages. I actually think I might look that up, the percentages of how many are a specific age group, right? Drunk driving incidences. Um, you know, I think a lot of the young people think they're completely invincible. Then I think the people who are doing it when they're older think that it's not going to happen to me. It ain't happened yet, so it's not going to happen. Yeah, you don't think of the real consequences until it becomes real. You don't think of the possible consequences until it becomes a real thing in your life. A lot of people don't think about consequences and what can really happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think about when they're doing criminal acts and they're doing bad things to people. They don't realize that, they don't think about those possible consequences. They only think about, unless it happens. They don't think about the consequences of their actions. A lot of people don't when it comes to drunk driving, when it comes to, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. How many people were unalived for just being in the wrong place at the wrong time? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who are in the gang life or in the biker life, or in the mob life, let's say all three, right? They think they're invincible a lot of the times. They think it ain't gonna happen to me. I'm smarter than that, right? Or people who are selling drugs and they're in the drug game. It ain't gonna happen to me because I'm smarter than that, right? A lot of times it does happen. People go to jail, things happen, right? A lot of people think it won't be me. And then when it is, there was a gentleman that used to, one of the reasons why I'm glad I moved away from my old neighborhoods, because there's a lot of people in that neighborhood, not every one of them, because I had a really amazing people living by me too that I absolutely adore. But we had quite a few that were drug addicts. There used to be a man, which now the person who lives on the corner is well, if he still lives there, I'm not sure, is an amazing soldier. But there used to be, years and years and years ago, a man that lived there who was a drug dealer. And he somebody came in and they gut shot him. They knew what he had, obviously, because he's a drug dealer. The people knew him. Most home invasions in Mississippi, I will tell you, most home invasions come from someone you know. Most thefts in Mississippi happen from someone you know. Uh, because here's the thing about Mississippi, a lot of these backwood places, right? We're so spread out that someone would have to come into your yard to know what you have in your yard, right? Or in your home, right? So a lot of these things, and our biggest crime that we have down here most of the time is domestic violence. And it's domestic violence related calls. And then we have, the other one I would say would be loud music calls in the city, or somebody driving all crazy all over the road or something. You know, actually, in my area, Erder is actually not something we see all the time. Uh, Now, I will say, depending on what area you live in, theft is another one. Theft of property. Most people aren't going to really come on people's property to steal things, but in some areas, you shouldn't have anything outdoors. Let me say it that way. I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all ever come to Lee County. See, here's the thing. Somebody tried to claim I lived in a neighborhood for 30 years. There's no possible way I lived there for 30 years. I'm only 37. I've stated my age. I'm not gonna lie about my age. Um, and I lived half of my life in a whole nother county. When I finally moved up here, I was 15 years old, right? So half of 37 or half of 30 is 15, right? I lived another portion of my life in a place called Verona. All right. Verona is a very bad area. Very bad. I've always stated I lived in the hood when I was younger. Shit, what the fuck you talking about? I ain't lied about shit. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a lady the other day and I told her where I'm originally from. She said, shit, I understand why you talk the way you talk now. I understand why you are the way you are. Because where I'm originally from is mini Memphis. And it is what it is. So I didn't live in a neighborhood for 30 years. There's no possible way. Didn't move to that area until I may have lived in that area for 20. No, it wouldn't even be 20, would it? Hold on. I got to do the math, y'all. Y'all know I got to pull out a calculator and all this other shit. Hey, Mr. Roscoe, what's up? How you doing? Oh, speaking of which, Miss Roscoe, I got to make sure I'm subscribed to your channels. Because I try to make sure I subscribe to everybody's channel, and I try to support everybody because that's just the way that I am. And I know that some people, I am going to state this too. I know a lot of people that I like don't like each other. I myself try to stay out of that shit because it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not involved. I am not going to place myself in between. everybody else's beefs. And I love a lot of people who don't like each other. But I don't add to the beef. So if y'all are beefing while I'm in chat, all you're going to see me do is say, hi, I love you, ho. How you doing? I might start talking about cake. Oh, I'm already subscribed to Mr. Roscoe. Mr. Roscoe, I'm already subscribed. If y'all ain't subscribed to Mr. Roscoe, we need to get his sub count up. He's only at 372, so we need to get that sub count up. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that's not subscribed, I'm going to drop Mr. Roscoe's channel here. So, you know, just for those who want to subscribe to Mr. Roscoe's channel, is all I'm saying. Because I try to support everybody. I just don't like involving myself in something that has nothing to do with me. And also, if I loved you once, it's really hard for me to not love you still, unless you've done something to break that with me. You know what I'm saying? If I think I like you as a person, I don't like getting into mess that has nothing to do with me, because then I also don't like to be told to choose sides. So I'm going to say this out loud now. If you are a person who tries to tell me to do that, just know that's not going to work and you're going to piss me off. Just saying. Let me do me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. I don't like when somebody tries to force me into something. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you, my darling, you. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I had, you know, Whitney, you know, they, my friend, if y'all don't know, Very Carey, y'all seen her in chat. I love Very Carey to death. She calls me White Whitney because I love Whitney so much. Like Whitney's voice, nobody, I don't care who you are, I don't care how great you can sing, nobody will ever be as good as Whitney Houston. That lady was the voice. And crack is whack. Remember what Whitney said? Yes, it's for po folk. You know, we don't do crack because it's whack and it's for poor people. Hey, Miss Jessica Lynn. I know, right, Norris? Man, I didn't take directions real good on nothing. I know, right, Watcher? Norris is like my long lost cousin on my granddaddy's side. And we are baby daddy cousins, aunties, uncles, 3 times removed. Twice removed. You know, they always do that thing, twice removed. I don't get the twice removed thing. I'm guessing they got back together and got divorced again. I don't know. I hope and pray to God that they didn't marry multiple people within the family, but I'm hoping it's they got back together and got divorced again. Because incest is not the best and we don't put it to the test in Mississippi. Okay? I know someone made up a false rumor about me about that bullshit. Because that person is scared shitless of my daddy. You want to know the God honest truth? You want to hear the truth? I'll say the truth and set it free. That motherfucker's a scared little bitch. That's why he likes to talk shit, because he can't do nothing himself. He won't say it to your face. He'll say it behind your back. He be all goody goody two shoes to your face. Y'all know the motherfuckers I'm talking about. Okay, let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask y'all. Do y'all got some people in your life that's like big people? They're like 6 foot or above. You know what I'm saying? They're just like large people. They're real tall. Usually like buff or bigger, and you know they're badasses. Or even, I mean, most time this happens with the bigger dudes. I don't know what it is. Have you ever seen Yeah, I'm Norris's grandmama's auntie's half sister's cousin's brother from another mother. Hell yeah. Um, but have you ever noticed the little bitty skinny? I'm talking about skinny, tiny dudes who can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag are always trying to try and start shit with the big dude. Have you ever noticed that shit? Like, even if you're at a bar, let's say you went to a bar, right? Have y'all ever noticed when you're in the bar, there's always this little skinny motherfucker who don't look like his arms are smaller than your like wrist, right? Little bitty tiny motherfucker who couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag is always trying to start shit with the biggest dude in the room. Have y'all ever noticed that? Why? Like they have something to prove? Because they're small? Like, why do you want to start shit with the biggest motherfucker in the room? That makes no sense to me. Have y'all not noticed that shit? I've seen that shit go down so many damn times in my lifetime. So many times. Yes. A Chihuahua against the damn bull mastiffs. It's always them damn little bitty Chihuahua dudes. They got the biggest bark and no bite. They talk a lot of shit behind your back, but won't say it to your face because they're too chicken shit. Have y'all not noticed that shit? It's the craziest damn stuff. It is really crazy. I've seen that go down a lot. Or let's say, there's this one dude, and even if he's like only 5'6" or 5'8", but he's like buff as shit and he can fight and he's all this else. Man, I've always seen it. Hey, Miss Heidi, how you doing? Oh, Miss Heidi, I loved your live the other day. And I am subscribed. I did subscribe to a lot of people that you be dropping in your chat because I think you promote a lot of good people. I like Miss Bombshell. I got to get back over to her chat. I ain't been over there in a minute because I've been so busy with everything. And also, I like her a lot. And then I have been subscribed to Lady Red. I've been watching her stuff on that crazy lady. Woo, that lady crazy. If y'all don't know, y'all need to watch that. That lady, oh my God, she be begging folk for money. Lisa, her name is Lisa, and she be begging folk for money. Ooh, that lady crazy as hell. She be crying, be talking about her family dead when they ain't dead. Be making up all these false things for money and then cussing out people because they don't give to her. Savage Speaks. I might have to look that up. Well, see, I got an uncle that's like that, Norris. He may be only 5'6", maybe 5'7", if that, but he is stout and he will knock a mofo out. You know what I'm saying? But they always try to start with the baddest person they know in the room, and I don't know why they do that. Yeah, I got to go watch Norris's replay also. Not Norris. Norris, you're on my mind. I mean, Mr. Roscoe. Damn it. Y'all know my brain says names that I don't. Yeah, I guess Norris is on my mind, so everything's Norris. Thank you, Watcher Love. I don't know if I'm subscribed. I may be. I'm subscribed to so many people that it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I forget when I'm subscribed to multiple people and I'm trying to watch everybody because I support so many people. I support people from MobTube. I support people from different genres, the drama sector. I support people from the beef sector, the Mo3 sector, the black sector, the it's just so many different sectors of YouTube, right? And I support so much. So sometimes I be in like 5 different chats at one time. And I try to be everywhere, but sometimes I'm only one person and I can't be everywhere, So a lot of times I'll be doing a lot of replays. I'm trying to catch up with me. And I'm going to say this. If you try to support everybody and anybody that knows this, and I know Miss Heidi can attest to this and Watcher, and a lot of y'all can attest to this, when you try to support so many people, sometimes there's just too much if they're all going live at once and there's too much information and you try so hard. So you're like, I'll catch them on the next video. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the beef sector, Mr. Roscoe, and I watch a lot of beef sector content. I haven't been keeping up with some of it lately. Um, oh, okay. He started the Angie Stone sector. Okay, his name's Paperwork Party TV. Okay, I'm gonna look that up, Miss Catherine. I did not get to catch Mr. RTC last night. I actually had to catch his replay this morning because a lot of times I'm asleep when he goes live. I go to bed around that time. And so a lot of times I didn't get to catch it this morning because I was catching Watchers replay this morning and Fumbles replay this morning. I will say that I do know that there is beef between a lot of people right now and a lot of infighting. So I've been trying to stay out of it. I like Mr. MRH. Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, Miss Heidi. Yeah, I have to catch up on Mr. RTC because Mr. Rat Trap City because I fell asleep and I have to always catch his replay. Hey, the shit show, how you doing, Mr. AC? You having a good morning? How's the babies? How's everything over that way? Any crazy mess done went down over there? I saw your video. I don't know who some of those people are that y'all are talking about over there. So I didn't comment or anything, but I did see the video. I just don't know what's going on kind of situation. And I don't like commenting on something I don't really know about. Like when there's drama or a person, and y'all having a thing, I have to know the history kind of sort of or something and all that because I don't know, everybody and all things that go on. I don't claim to be all knowing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything, and I ain't gonna pretend to be. Well, Miss Watcher went crazy, but it's on members only, and I had to rewatch it. Yeah, I didn't like that either, Mr. Roscoe. He didn't deserve that. Nobody did. Um, who's just me? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Miss Heidi. Um, I'd have to go over there and look. Let me see if I can go over there and see who that person is. Oh, I need to be on YouTube. Why am I doing that in Google? Oh, it still popped up though. Awesome sauce. Um, I have to go catch his replay. A lot of his nighttime. I love. If I used to. Now, here's the thing. I wished I knew about Mr. Rat Trap back when I was in college, because I used to stay up that late, and he would have got me through so much back in the day. When I was staying up to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing my college stuff. Oh, I'm subscribed to that person. Why am I subscribed to that person? Who is that? I don't know. I'm subscribed to him. I must have did it in another chat. I subscribe to so many people. And I don't even see, there goes another thing. I don't remember where I subscribed now. I don't know who shared it. Yeah, I like when Mr. MRE and Mr. RTC are together. I like the way they bounce off each other. It's just like I like when Mr. DJ and Mr. MRE have their show. I think they bounce off each other very well. I like Mr. DJ a lot. I think Mr. DJ is really cool. I love his laugh. Hey, my honey. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl. I think of that and that other song, American Honey. Every time I think about your name, every time I see your name, those two songs run through my head. And sometimes, and DJ and Grumpy are good together. Yeah, Mr. Grumpy Italian and Mr. DJ, I love their shows. And thank you, Miss Heidi, because I accidentally said, well, Mr. MRE does have him up there a lot, but I like it when Grumpy and DJ are together. Mr. Grumpy Italian, oh, they're so good together. I love when they do their show together. It's awesome. I love me some DJ. I love me some DJ. I love me some DJ Mandingo. He is awesome. He is super respectful. I love how he makes up like the hello thing in the chat when you come in and stuff. And yeah, they're awesome together. I'm trying to remember who Just Me is, and I don't know why I cannot remember. Why am I having a moment of stupid? I know I subscribed to him. But I don't remember where. Damn it, I have that problem, y'all. That's what I had to tell Miss Bombshell. She asked how I found her community. I was like, I think I subscribed to over with you over there at Miss Heidi's, Miss Heidi Black's house. I was over there and I think they shared you out, and that's how I subscribed to you. And she goes, oh yeah, that would be the place. I was like, yeah, I think that's where. I said, somebody dropped your link, so I did a subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I forget how I find people. Oh, I don't know. We just posted a link. They have it looks like a Piao Piao on their hands, but they're using their fingers, like a finger GUN. And it says just me and only me, so is their channel name. So I don't know if that's your people. The shit show. I'm not sure. I subscribe to so many people. Oh, she's on your channel, Twin Mama. Hey, it could have been your channel that I subscribed to her. I'm not sure, but I subscribe to so many people in so many different places, and I try to support everybody. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure whose channel I was on when I clicked the subscribe button. But you know, I try to support everyone, so I'll be getting. I subscribe to so many people. Uh, yeah, it's. I didn't even realize I was still subscribed. I was subscribed. That's why sometimes too I'll check to see if I am subscribed to someone, because like I'll be subscribed to so many people that or I do it randomly in other people's chats that I go, did I subscribe? Or when did I, like, you know, I do that stuff. I'm bad about it. I don't know. Okay, I always try to make sure I'm subscribed because I like to support people. I gotta recatch that replay though. Oh, you read Anthony Burgess's books and it was difficult to get through because of all the Scottish slang. Um, I have like so many Scottish friends that some of it I would understand and some of it not so much. I have to when it's thank you, Watch Your Love, for dropping the channels. Thank you, Boo. So I didn't have to. Thank you for doing your moderations. Um, but I have that to where I have to look stuff up sometimes. And if you know, here's the thing, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all can Google this. If you know what language the person is speaking, but you don't understand the slang sometimes, you can Google it. And it'll there's this like what do you call that? There's a Google thing to where it'll translate those things for you. They have it for every culture, just about every thing. Sometimes not so much, and sometimes it's just best if you have a Scottish friend to reach out and go, "Hey, what does this mean? Can you explain it to me?" Yeah, see, you can ask Mr. Roscoe if you don't understand something. What's that mean in English? Can you translate for me? Like sometimes you have to ask for clarification on certain things because you may not understand their slang, and vice versa. If they don't know some like some of this new stuff that kids come up with nowadays, right? Because us older generation, we had our slang terms, right? And some of the young kids don't know our slang, and we have to look up theirs. That's why I love Google sometimes. Google is your best friend. I have to Google some of these new words these kids be coming up with. I swear to God, I'd be like, "What the hell is that? What? You know what I'm saying?" Yes, Urban Dictionary is my friend. Urban Dictionary is my friend. No, she didn't. She go, "What up, dog?" Well, I can't even say. Let me try to do it in a white voice. Let me try. Let me try. What up? What up, Mr. Noble? How you doing? Is everything going good with your certifications and your classes? Did you get through it? Did you get it? I'm so proud of you. Speaking of which, Mr. Noble, if y'all don't know, 313 exit 218, that's Mr. Noble. He's an amazing person. He's got an amazing heart. He's doing some amazing things in this universe right now. And I'm super proud of, him doing these things. Like he's helping, and he's taking certifications and I'm just super proud of him. Um, I just wanted to say that, Mr. Noble. That's just I'm so glad to be able to look on your community wall and see like, you know, you're doing something that, is awesome in my opinion and I'm so proud. Um I just want to say that. Yeah. Oh, so you're in the industry now. You done passed all your stuff and did all your things and all that stuff. So, yeah, Mr. Noble, he's in the industry now, working on aerospace and defense, machine parts for SpaceX and national defense. He's doing some amazing work over there. He got his certifications. Congratulations, Mr. Noble. I'm so proud of you. And I know that, you took a leap of faith. And I just want to say congratulations and thank you for what you do for our country. Um, Now I will say there is a difference. I've heard this. I'll say this. When you listen to somebody from the UK, depending on what part they're from, their slang is completely different. Like, let's say we're talking about Britain, right? We're talking about that. If you listen to from somebody up north versus somebody down south over there, it sounds different. Just like here, if you listen to people from Australia and New Zealand, they sound, a lot of their accents are different. Like I will say, now I don't know how true this is. If I have some New Zealand people in here, some Australian people in here, they hate being compared to each other, and they hate when people misinterpret and think one or the other, because they get that all the time and they absolutely hate that shit. It's just like a person from Alabama hates to be called a Mississippian, and Mississippian hates to be, because we're compared so much. It's just like New Jersey and New York. We're all compared so much that we get pissy when people say we're from the other place when we're really from the other, because our accents sound similar or something like that. Now I will say, Mississippians accents are different than Alabama. Alabama is different than Tennessee. Tennessee is different than Arkansas, and Arkansas, like there is some things that are similar about Southern culture, and some of us do sound very similar. But you can usually tell the dialect a little bit. You have the people who sound deep South, like you can't hardly understand them, right? And then you have, people who are Southern, but don't have a real deep accent. Um, and then you have country ghetto. Then you have ghetto fabulous, which I love my ghetto fabulous people. They're awesome. I'm country ghetto, so I have a little bit of both. Hey, Stiffy, what's up? Oh, Dora says, I'm dumb. I was thinking Irvin Welsh. Derp, not Anthony Burgess. They both use slang in their books. Trying to read filth and trans spotting was difficult. My bad. I mixed up the authors. Is Stiffy following you, Jessica? Oh snap! We uh oh. They uh oh. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to remember something right now, and I can't remember. Shit. Also, Stiffy has some really good content on their page. If you didn't know, I also love like the animal shorts and stuff like that, and you have some amazing things over there. Just saying. Um, I do like when you have the animals because I love animals. I'm a huge animal person. I love animal. Eh. I'm gonna drop Stiffy's channel right quick for people. Um, uh, yeah, that's on your main channel. Mm-hmm. Um, what's up, Mr. Redzilla? I love Mr. Redzilla. Also, I'm gonna drop Stiffy's backup or what not. The one that they just came in on just because it was easier to get to. Or maybe that's the main channel. Oh, that's the main channel. My bad. I just posted the main channel. I love the you know, that may have been. Yeah, I believe. Let me go to. I'm gonna drop your backup also, and everything. Let me. Damn it. And just in case, you always drop the backup, which I got to get a backup, y'all. I ain't got a backup yet. I need to do that. And then I'm going to drop Mr. Redzilla's channel because I love Mr. Redzilla. And he calls out all the BS of, and I've told him, and I'll say it again. Mr. Redzilla, what I love about Yeah, I dropped both. I dropped the main and the backup. Oh, thank you, Watcher. Thank you, Love. I was fixing to do it too. Thank you. I was sure fixing to do it, and you did it for me. Thank you. I love Mr. Redzilla, and I love Mr. Parasite Slayer, and I love all the people over there, Bears and Cigars. I love all of them. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's because here's my thing about them. They're like a troll army, right? But they have good morals, and I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Good people with great hearts. That is so awesome, Mr. Noble. I am so happy and amazed for that. If y'all go look on Mr. Noble's community page, he has pictures of that. Stiffy asked you, Watcher, said, you only doing members only now? What's this, 1984? We all need our member jackets. Hey, Hotspot. Hey, Buster. I don't know why every time I see Buster, I think of we some head busters. We some head busters. Every time. Every time. Every time I see his name, I think of that song. I don't know why. And Buster and Busta is two different things. Well, actually, technically, Busta is the slang term for Buster. So maybe that's why. Um, I don't know. No, it's not. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Shit. No, don't even listen to me, y'all, this morning. I'm half out of it. Oh, Buster, when I say Mr. Noble, that's 313, exit 218. I've been knowing him for years. He's one of the people that the person we don't like actually was talking shit to. He's an amazing person. He was the one that was said some stuff, bust a move. If you got it, then you want it. I don't know why bust a move just went through my head, but it did. Mr. Noble is a good man. He's got a great heart. Oh, you gonna be live this weekend, Mr. Rosso? I gotta catch one of your lives. Only thing I hate is, see, Saturday, a lot of people don't know this, it's my husband's day. So I do miss a lot of things over the weekend sometimes. And then Sunday's Geek and God Day, right? And Saturday we also do things with my son, like we'll go all out to eat, the three of us, and we'll take him and do things and stuff like that. So we'll go watch movies or go to the theater, whatever. And you know, so Family Day is Saturday, and then Sunday is Geek and God Day. That's true. I could do that, Watcher. I could just bring him with me. Just bring him with me. Shit. A lot of times, if y'all see him in any of the chats, it's because he's supporting me if he knows I'm up on a panel or something. Oh, Buster Bradamus is my badass cat's gladiator's name, akin to Spartacus, if anyone is curious. Now, I have a new pup, which I sent you those pictures, Watcher, for you to see her. We're in the process of trying to see if we can find her owner right now. I always do that first before I take in a pup that's being, I believe she was dumped because she's a puppy, and I don't believe anybody, I believe they wanted to get rid of her, and we have a problem with dumping over here of puppies. But I always actively try to do that. Now, there was a lie that was told about me that I tried to steal a dog when I wasn't even there. I don't know how you can do that. Wasn't there whatsoever. Don't know how you saw a door open when the door is locked with a padlock. I don't know how you saw somebody open a door at all when nobody's been there. But I don't do that shit. If I find a lost pup, I call up to the shelters. Hey, shit show love. Um, I try to find the owners at all costs because I know what it's like when your puppy goes missing, and I never want to do that to someone else. Like, I love animals, and I have many times stopped animals from getting run over in the street, run out in front of a car for that same pup they said I tried to steal and took it back to them. So many times have kept the other person who talks shit about me's animal from getting hit by a car, ran out from a car to save their animal, but they want to talk shit on me. How many times do you have to do that to help someone else and be a good person? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but if you find a lost pup, don't you always try to find the owner first? You try to seek out, you call the shelters to see anybody has asked about the dog. You put it on Facebook. You go to different lost animal groups in your area, try to post the animal and see if anybody comes forward, right? You try to go on to neighbors and ask them if they've lost a dog. And you just, while you have the pup, you take care of it. I saved an animal that when I lived at my old house, 2 or 3 houses ago, there was two pups that came into my yard. They were little chihuahuas, and I brought them in the house, made sure they had food and water, made sure they were okay, checked on them. And I went up and down the neighborhood, all the way up down the neighborhood, knocking on doors, asking, because I knew that there were somebody's in the area because they were too well taken care of. So I went up and I'm knocking on all these damn doors. Didn't know half the people. I'm like, "Are you missing a dog? Are you missing a dog?" And I finally found the lady. Her children had let the animals out, and that's how they got out, and they just took off running. It was like 5 houses down, which was quite a good little walk. And I told her, because I didn't want the puppies up and down the road because they were too little and they could get unalive that way. So I told her, which house I was at so she could come pick them up. And she thanked me profusely because one of her dogs, the older one, was like 20 something years old, and it was really old. And she's like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You saved my baby." I was like, "Yeah." There was another one who had a collar. I called the number. I took him. They couldn't come pick him up, so I took him home, all the way back to his house. And he had run quite a good ways. It was like 5 streets over, child. I had to go like a 20-minute drive to take this puppy back home. I'm going to be so excited to say I know who helped make that. Mr. Nova will be like, "Oh my God, I know who helped make that." I'd want you to have a good day, Mr. Noble, okay? You have a good day. Shit show, just know I love you. And I know there's 2 shit shows in here, but I'm talking about the lady. "What's up, Rat Trap City? How you doing?" I was just talking about your show. I got to go watch your replay from last night because I was asleep. And Miss Heidi was asking about some lady um who, I don't know, some lady who was talking about MRH or something, or MRE. I don't know. I got to go catch a replay. And I told her, I said, I ain't watched the replay. Oh, yeah, just me. I don't know what's going on half the damn time. I don't know who's beefing with who's fighting who right now. Yeah, Mr. Rat Trap, I fall asleep. I fall asleep half the time. I did try to stay up but I guess you came on a little bit. I was going to at least stay up to the very beginning of the show so I could say hey. And if I didn't fall asleep with the damn it's sitting now, it did add to the viewership, I suppose, Mr. Rat Trap City, because I had your show on, but I was asleep by the time it came on. I was asleep, so I have no idea what had happened. But I guess because you leave it playing in the background, it does add to the viewership. You know, sometimes I do leave stuff going in the background when I fall asleep. I do that quite often, actually. Let me make sure I liked it before I fell asleep because I can't remember. Let me just make sure. I love your shorts though, also, and where y'all been talking about like the dude. There was a dude, if y'all haven't watched his shorts, there was a dude who was doing evil things to poor little Elmo. Elmo did not deserve that, okay? Elmo was just minding his little business. Elmo was just minding his little business. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. Then there was that evil dude who was doing stuff and saying he's a ninja. He don't deserve the ninja title. I mean, he did have the correct shoes on, but still, hopefully he forgets his ninja ways and accidentally slips up and has a hat off, and they catch him. But poor little Elmo didn't do nothing to nobody. I have to catch a lot of the replays when I was like, yeah, Polo Elmo. If y'all ain't know, there was this dude who did some evil things to Polo Elmo doll. He ain't do nothing to nobody. Elmo was just over there singing Elmo's World. He was just chilling. Yeah, poor little Elmo got tickled, y'all, in the worst way. Not even a good way of tickling. Polo Elmo. And then I don't know why it just made me think of the lady that says, and then let me tell you something. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, the ninja masturbator. Oh my god, like he going around, everywhere like a little ninja baiter. We're gonna call him a ninja baiter. Yeah, and Polo Elmo got violated. I know he was just saying, I have just been violated. And he was crying in the corner. And he was probably crying while singing Elmo's World. Polo Elmo. He ain't do nothing to nobody. Hey, Happy. That's my ladybird. That's my Happy. That's my Happy Bird. For some reason, every time I see Happy, I think of the Happy Bird little game and the Flappy Bird game. Every time. I don't know why. Yeah, the Ninja Beta Locksmith. Hey, Miss CFM Queen. Wait a minute. Hold on. CFM Queen. Wasn't you in blue or is that a different page? What's going on there? Now I know that YouTube ain't tripping that damn much. How the hell did that happen? Wait a minute. I gotta go. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I'm scratching my head right now. Well, see what had happened was in retrospect, there was somebody who did some bad things to Elmo, and then there was this ninja dude who was masturbating by people's front doors, and so we called him the Ninja Baiter. He's the Ninja Baiter. Yeah. If I ever become a multimillionaire, I'm gonna start like a lost puppy rescue, and I'm gonna buy me like 100 acres for kitties and puppy dogs and horsies and all different animals. And all I'm going to charge for people to come see the animals and love all over them is like some food or a donation of some kind for the animals, right? No money, you know what I'm saying? Because I would want it to be a nonprofit type situation. But like, how many senior puppy dogs are left in shelters and nobody wants to adopt them, but you want to give them a good life before something happens. That's what I would love to do. Hmm. And just have a whole 100 acres fenced in where they can run around and be little crazy little cheering and have fun with each other, and all my animals gonna get along. They're not gonna be mean to each other. They're gonna love each other. Yeah, I know. Wishful thinking. But have a big barn built with all kind of puppy beds and animal beds and little houses, and you know that would be so cool. And basically make sure it's no ill. But if somebody did want to come adopt, they could if they so choose to, right? Make sure all the animals are taken care of, and before their last days, they just have happy and a lot of love, and like people could just come to them, play with the animals. The only thing I would do if that was me is people must wash their hands before they touch the animals, because you never know what germs somebody could bring, right? And you just want to make sure the animals are okay. I know, right, Stiffy? If I could afford it, I would try to rescue all the animals and all the babies that need good homes. Oh, damn it, Fumble. Shit. Forgot about that. I don't need to be giving somebody their next grift. I'm so sorry about that. But hey, Mr. Fundle, also good morning. I want to have like that would be so awesome, right? To have like an animal rescue to where you have like 100 acres so the animals can because a lot of people don't know, but big dogs and big animals and even small ones, they need plenty of room to run around. And you need to make sure you have a fence. um Around here we have a problem, and even where I used to live, with animals running around um too close to roads and getting hit and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I love having a good fenced in yard. I would totally do that if I had like millions of dollars. I do not have millions of dollars. I am not rich, but I wish I was. I wish I was a rich person. That would be so fucking amazing. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? I mean, just I love animals. Now down here, I will tell you something that they do occasionally is like they'll have horses, and stuff like that. Because there are people who abuse animals, right? And sometimes they will let you adopt them if you have the room to do so. If you have the fencing and the acreage, because horses technically, they need, they need a lot of room to run around in. You got to make sure you can take care of them too. Also, if in case you do have a lot of animals like that, it's good to have, especially for big animals like horses, cattle, so on and so forth, that you have a big animal vet, because and a vet that you take your puppy dog to or your kitty cat to does not treat big animals like that, and they have to have their feet done. They have to have shoes put on their feet. You have to have a, what are those people called? I watched it all the time. I don't know if y'all watch some of them hoof video trimmings, but I be watching it. Um, but for horses, it's called a farrier. There were people that used to live next door to me in my old house, like 2 or 3 houses ago, and they had rescued some horses, and when they got on hard times, I helped buy food for the horses, One of the people bought the hay, and I bought the sweet feed, and the corn, so they would have extra food. So I helped do that, and I would feed them, just because, like, I love animals. And even when, I didn't have all the money in the world, right? I still did that because animals deserve love and they deserve all nice things. Now, something that a lot of people don't know, horses, rabbits, even hamsters, cows, they need something. There are three different things: there's a mineral block, a sugar block, and a salt block. A lot of people don't know, even when you have something like little hamsters or gerbils or rabbits, that they have to have those sometimes because they don't get all of the things that they need, um, from their food. I bet it's beautiful to see though, shit show. I bet it is. That's true, Stiffy. Most of them don't, but y'all have a lot of vets that does large animals. Plus, there are local farriers around. Mm-hmm. No, you didn't, Watcher. You licked the salt blocks when you was a kid. Well, hey, I know people who lick the paint and lick the glue, and I know some motherfuckers who also used to eat the Play-Doh. So I know two boys when I was in middle school, uh, who took. This was before y'all know they changed the compounds and super glue because of situations like this. I know two people who glued their hands together when they were young. It was two boys. And it was funny because they had to stay that way. It wasn't funny because when they went to the hospital and they had to put that glue stuff on them, the hospitals used to keep the stuff to be able to separate because a lot of kids was doing dumb shit with super glue. And these two boys decided to super glue their hands together, not just Elmer's glue. I'm talking about super glue. And they had to put that stuff on there and wait, and their hands looked all funny because it pulled some of their skin off and all this other stuff. And so that's some of the reasons why they changed the compound for super glue and changed the formula, because it was too good back in the day. And now super glue don't work as good as it used to because of people doing shit like that. Super glue used to hold everything together. Nowadays it ain't as good as it used to be. You might. I know a lot of people who mock smokes crayons in second grade and acted like they was doing that stuff. There was a TV show, if y'all remember, with a lady. Um, oh my God, no, she didn't. A mom just accidentally super glued her eyelashes together. Oh my God, let me look that up. Mom accidentally super glues eyelashes together. Let me look this up. Oh shit, she really did. Oh shit, I found it, y'all. Let me see if I can find it says in a new viral TikTok video, Jennifer Eversole, a mom of 6, explained how in a frazzled state, she mistook nail glue for eye drops and glued her eyes shut. Unsurprisingly, the ordeal landed her in the emergency room where she admits she had to be taken by an ambulance. Well, I've gone and done it. I have won the most idiot person award. She opens the video where she's clearly sitting in the hospital room with a compress over her eye. My eye drops sit directly next to the super glue, and they are the same size bottle. I wasn't paying attention, and now my eyes glued shut. Frankly, this all sounds terrifying. Eyes are incredibly sensitive, and sometimes, like super glue or nail glue, can do a lot of damage. It's good that Eversole caught her mistake quickly and got herself to the hospital. According to People, Eversole said she immediately felt an intense burning, really bad burning. It felt hot. And then I shut my eye real fast, she recalled, and I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing because it didn't get on my eyeball that much. And maybe it wouldn't have glued my eyes shut if I hadn't shut them, but I don't know what would have happened. It could have been worse. There are thousands of comments on Eversoul's video since it is shared on June 3rd. Many of them range. That was on June 3rd, so this may be a new one that happened with the eyelash thing. Let me see. Let's scroll down. Um, So she's not the only one who accidentally just did it. Because I'm sitting here looking at quite a few different videos. Woman accidentally super glues her eye shut. I'm a sick super glue for eye drops and fused my eye shut. There was another lady. They're going to start putting on the bottles. On the bottle, this is not eye drops. So yeah, if you look on there, there's quite a few that have accidentally did that. Oh yeah, the lady who did the Gorilla Glue on her weave. I believe she, if I'm not mistaken, hey Miss Raditha, good morning. I think she actually passed away. Because I think there was a story about it. They called her Gorilla Glue Girl. And I believe that I think she did. She passed away. Tessica Brown was her name, I believe. It's let me read it, see if she's still alive, because there was this rumor that went around that she passed. No, it says Tessica Brown is not dead. In 2021, her death and obituary became the most searched information online about her. Rumors that she had died spread all over the internet, and many concerned people were curious to know what actually happened to her. Before we go on, let us get to a hint of Tessica's identity. She's a social media influencer. Tessica Brown works as a school teacher where she teaches kids. The incident led that Jessica Brown's death from Tessica Brown was leading a normal life until 2021, when her life completely changed following the famous Gorilla Glue incident. In February 2022, she uploaded the video to TikTok about her hair. According to her, she resorted to the glue because she was in a hurry to leave the house and thought she could wash it out with shampoo once she got back home, but that was not the case. So she sought medical attention. We know the story. Yeah, it says Tessica Brown addressed the whole situation just after she left Miko Plastic Surgery in the same February 2021. Speaking in an interview on Entertainment Tonight, Tessica explained that despite all rumors that went viral, she is alive and well. Even though Tessica Brown went viral, the controversial thing, the event would later turn to give her a new platform that she leveraged to build a better career for herself. 1 year after the incident, the now mother of three is making good use of the internet fame. However, a few sources claim that she now wears wigs most of the time, given that her hair has not had any growth since the surgery. So she didn't pass away, but they did say that. That was a rumor that went around. I remember when that happened. So she's alive. Oh my God. And you get a Tide Pod and you get a Tide Pod. Oh my God, the Tide Pod thing. Hey, the Beef Sector Podcast. What's up? When people were sitting there literally doing the Tide Pod challenge, I'm like, how stupid can you be? You know, even when we were kids, we knew better than that shit. Like, our parents didn't really have to put up chemicals and do all that shit. We knew better than to touch that stuff. We knew better than to eat a damn Tide Pod. We wasn't that damn dumb. Now they're having to put damn labels and warnings on everything. Hey, Roddy Parade Love. Now they have to literally put warnings on everything because of dumb people eating stuff they ought not to and putting things where they ought not to put them. You know what I'm saying? Think about, we didn't have warning labels like that because we knew better. We knew you didn't put chemicals in your mouth. Y'all, I forgot I unplugged my laptop. I gotta plug it back up. Okay, there we go. That's right, Stephen. We got our hands spanked. We knew better. No, I'm just like, how did that happen? Cause no, that the reason CFM Queen Love that bothers me is because now I'm wondering how that happened. I don't have a managing mod that can go into my stuff and change that. So I'm wondering how that could be possible when I haven't done it. So that's why it's making me go, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? And I know I didn't block you and unblock you from my account. That's the only way, another way a wrench can be removed. No, that's bothering me because I want to know what's going on with my channel. Like, imagine something like that happened on yours and you'd be like, how the hell did this happen when I didn't do it? That worries me that somebody might have, you know, access of some kind. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't have access. Or the only other option is if you block me and unblock me, but I don't think you did that. So yeah, I don't have any managing moderators. So that shouldn't be a thing. I don't know how that would happen. I'm gonna have to look that up. No, I give you one the other day. Remember when you were posting links? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong and over here freaking the fuck out over nothing. Oh, Stiffy said if you accidentally unsubscribe and resubscribe that you can lose your wrench. I didn't know that. Well, look at me learning something new. I didn't know that. I was just making sure nobody was able to do that, go into my channels. That could freak you out, I don't know what happened, but I didn't know that that's a thing. So I have no idea what's going on with that. That's what I was thinking at first, Fumble. I thought it was a whole different account. But anyway, I gotta go through and hit my likes and stuff like that, and I forget to do that sometimes, and I try to do that all the time. Oh, so I'm just tripping. I guess I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. I think I might be on something. I don't know. I swear. No, I'm not on anything. I don't take medications, but I do have ADHD, and you know, okay, so I just want to tell everybody one thing. Got an update. Miss Justice is fine. Her father's back home. Our prayers have been answered. Know that Miss Emily's baby right now is she made it a surgery, so we're just waiting. I don't know if Miss Emily's here this morning or in the bushes. You know, I know that her hubby's home, and so she's probably busy with him and the baby. But we're still praying, Miss Emily. Oh, what'd Mr. Buster do? What'd Mr. Buster do? You got a frying pan to the head. She went all upside your head. She went all upside your head. She was like, whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Huggies. But she went, whoop, there it is. Has anybody heard from Miss Crystal Ann about how her mama's doing and everything? Miss Crystal Ann, if you hear me, if you're in Greece, even if you don't, if you're not in here right now, if you watch the replay, let me know how everything's going and you okay. That's all I want to know. You ain't got to tell too much, just that you okay. Oh, Mr. Buster, that's so awesome. See, the only thing I've always wanted to do the thing where you rescue these senior dogs, but I don't know if my heart could take it. Like, I get super attached to animals really easily, and it really breaks me down when something happens to them. Whether it be old age or, diseases that we can't help, like cancer and such. It really breaks my heart, and like I have a super big one and like a super big heart. So when that happens, like I don't know if I could take it, if that makes sense. Like the loss. But I've always dreamed of having like that animal farm. Speaking of which, it makes me think of the movie about the yellow dog. I think it was called Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. Do y'all remember that movie with the yellow dog? It was a yellow. I think it was a yellow lab, but it might have been something else. But the dog would lay by the fire, and he'd have to move the dog's foot out of it because the dog would just let there and let it smoke. Yeah, Funny Farm. I love that movie. And the old crazy damn male dude who would run through and just sling the mail at him. And then he accidentally ate bull's balls or something like that, or some kind of balls. I don't know. I can't remember the exact what it was. And he said they were so delicious. Happy now, what I did at one time, people wasn't lying about that I did rescue cats. People who had animals that they didn't want to take to the shelter. I had 10 acres at the time, right? And so I allowed them to bring cats and, would try to find them homes. And when they couldn't, I'd let them live out their life to their best extent. Now, some of my cats did get cat cancer. Some of my cats, most of them died of old age. I let them live their best life. They had plenty of food and water. They were well taken care of. uh, I didn't want them going to a shelter and being, unalived because they didn't deserve that. And so I let them live out their best life on 10 acres. They had so much fun. They were very well loved, very well taken care of. Um, I had a few of them that had a few health complications over the years. Obviously, that happens. Um, and there's nothing you can give them the treatment for the cancer, but they'll tell you all it does is prolong their life. So you have two options. Try to let them live until the last moments and take them to the vet, that, or let it go naturally, and just try to help their pain. You know, that's your two options when it comes to that. Most time they will tell you a lot of times with the medication, it only prolongs for a little while. So that's the sad thing about that. And cats, or what I have noticed, now this is just from my personal experience having both dogs and cats are more susceptible to cancer than any other, um, more so than dogs. That is so awesome, Mr. Buster. Oh no, I wasn't referring to Old Yeller. No, Old Yeller was sad, shit show. Old Yeller was like really sad. And if y'all ever watch Where the Red Fern Grows, you gonna cry like a little bitch. I'm just telling you, when old Dan and little Ann, oh, that'll make you cry. Uh-huh. And if you ever see A Dog's Purpose, you gonna cry like hell. If you're an animal person, oh Lord, you're like also the one about I think you call them Shiba EUs or something like that. Hey Kyrie love. Um the one about the dog who waited on his master and he passed away. He was a professor, and the dog sat there every single day waiting on his master and never left that side because he didn't know that his human had passed away. That is one of the saddest damn movies I have ever seen in my entire life. And I don't know who didn't cry watching the movie what was it? I there's a lot of like animal movies I have cried watch, like ugly cry. I don't mean just like no, I mean snot running, ugly cry. Mighty Joe Young, when I thought Mighty Joe had passed away, child, I cried so hard with Mighty Joe. I cried watching The Lion King. Man, I cried so hard watching The Lion King. I swear, for God. What was the name of that movie though? The one with the puppy dog who waited on his master. Let me try to look that. It was a Shiba Inu. I think that, yeah. And it waited at the train. Yeah, look, there we go. I can look. Hachiko. Hachi. It's Hachi's a dog's tail. Oh, if you ever watch Hachi, oh my God, you gonna cry. If you ain't watched Hachi, a dog's tale, woo, Hachi make me cry, dog. Hey, Miss Christine. Oh, I love your picture. Oh, you had 7 and now you're down to 3. I'm gonna pray because I know that hurt like hell. I love your puppy picture also, just saying. I love German Shepherds and I love I forgot the other name that not just shepherd, they look like shepherds but they're not shepherds, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of that pup, but I believe that is a German Shepherd. I was right. I love animals. Animals are awesome, and horsies are so sweet. That is based on a true story. Happy Hachi, a dog's tale, is based on a true story. Hachiko was the name of the dog. It's HACIKO. Let me show y'all. This is a real true story. That movie is based on a true story that really happened. Let me share screen. And this is the story and the real dog behind that movie. So many damn ads on pages nowadays, I swear. Hachiko, the true story of a loyal dog who waited for his deceased owner for 10 years. This is the real pup right here. And this is the statue that is still at that train station. See the statue right there? That statue really is a thing, and it is Belgian Milanese. Thank you, Buster. You knew exactly what I was talking about. But this is a real story right here that actually happened. Every day between 1925 and 1935, Hachiko, a dog with an unwavering loyalty, turned Tokyo's Shibaya. I don't know how to say that word. Train station into the stage for his daily vigil, hoping against hope for the return of his deceased owner. Hachiko wasn't just a pet, he was a faithful companion of a university professor, dutifully waiting his master's return from work at the local train station each evening. Tragedy struck when the professor passed away suddenly, leaving Hachiko to continue his vigil at the station for nearly a decade. Undeterred by the occasional disapproval of the station employees, Hachiko persisted in his daily routine. Over time, Hachiko's unwavering dedication touched the hearts of the station staff, transforming him into an international sensation and an emblem of loyalty. This is a true story of Hachiko the dog, whose devotion made him history's most loyal dog. Like he waited at the train station every day. Like no lie. How Hachiko and his owner Hasaburi Uno met. Hachiko, a white Akita, he was an Akita. That was the name of the dog I was trying to remember. Came into the world on November 10th, 1923, at a farm in Odate, Akita Prefecture, Japan. Meanwhile, Uno Hasaburi, a professor in the Department of Agriculture at Tokyo Imperial University, now the University of Tokyo, was on the lookout for a purebred Japanese dog. A thoughtful student working in Akita secured the dog from Sato for Uno. Akita Inu dogs, renowned for their large size, gentle nature, and thick, fluffy coats, have gained a global following for their unwavering loyalty. Originating in the 1630s through the crossbreeding of Matagi hunting dogs and local breeds, they were developed for their prowess in combat. This is I believe the professor and his family and the puppy. Yeah, that's him with an unknown family. So I don't know if this was a family that took him in or professor. I believe it might have been the professor and his family. In January of 1924, a 50-day-old puppy set on a 20-hour train adventure to Uno Station in Tokyo, cozily bundled in a rice bag to ward off the winter cold. Shortly after, he was sent to the home of Uno Hisabura near Shibu Station, despite being childless. Oh, so the professor was childless. The professor showered affection on the puppy, letting him snuggle under his bed and joining him for meals. The name Hachi was chosen for the dog because when he stood, his front legs formed a shape of a character, which means 8 and is pronounced Hachi. That's him with the train station people. In 1933, sudden separation every day. Unio made his daily journey to work, following a familiar routine with Hachiko. In the mornings, the pair would walk to Shibu Station, where Unio caught the train to his workplace. After finishing his classes for the day, Unio would return to the train, punctually reaching the station at 3 p.m. there. Hachiko patiently awaited his companion, ready to accompany him to the journey home. This routine continued until May 21st, 1925, when Uno failed to return. The professor had suffered a cerebral hemorrhage while he was giving a lecture in his class, and he died without ever returning to the train station in which Hachiko waited. That's the puppy dog. Despite this disruption in his routine, Hachiko returned the next day at the same time, hoping that Ueno would be there to meet him. But of course, the professor didn't come. Still, Hachiko, the faithful Akita, never gave up hope. Even after Hachiko was given away following his master's passing, he continued to sneak off to Shibu Station at 3 p.m., hoping to meet the professor. Every single day for the next 9 years, 9 months, 15 days, Hachiko made his way to the station morning and evening, where he would wait outside the ticket gates, rain, snow, or shine. It seemed he was forever hoping that his master would eventually return. Soon, the long dog began to draw the attention of other commuters. In the beginning, the station workers weren't all that friendly to Hachiko, but his loyalty won them over. Before long, they started bringing treats for the devoted dog and even kept him company from time to time. As the day turned into weeks, then months and years, Hachiko remained a daily presence at the station. His impact reached far beyond, turning him into an icon in the Shibu community. Eventually, Hirio Kichi Sato, a former president of Professor Uno and an expert on the Akita breed, got wind of Hachiko's story. Sato, who had become an expert on the Akita breed, spotted the dog at the station and followed him to the home of Uno's former gardener, Kabazuri Kobashi. Yeah, I'm messing up these names. It was there that he unraveled the history of Uno's former gardener, Kazubuki Kobashi, and it was there that they unraveled the history of Hachiko's life. Shortly after the meeting, Sato conducted a thorough census of Akitas in Japan. His findings revealed like only 30 remained purebred Akitas, among them Hachiko from Tsuburi Station. He returned frequently to visit Hachiko, and over the years he published several articles about the dog's remarkable loyalty. In 1932, one of the articles published in Ashiya Shimbun placed the dog in a national spotlight. That's the puppy dog, y'all. His faithfulness to his master's memory impressed the people of Japan as a spirit of family loyalty, which all should strive to achieve. Teachers and parents used Hachiko's vigil as an example for children to follow. Hachiko's story finally came to an end on March 8, 1935, when he was found dead in the streets of Shibu at the age of 11. In March of 2011, scientists finally settled the cause of death of Hachiko. The dog had both terminal cancer and a filarial infection. Oh, they gave him a real funeral too. Oh, poor. That was the last known picture of him, and station staff, they were mourning him and stuff. The legacy of Hachiko. After his death, Hachiko's remains were cremated and his ashes were buried in a Noma cemetery in Mentoke, Tokyo, where the rest beside those of Hachiko's beloved master, Professor Uno. Many people, young and old, came to pay their respects, including Yai and Shibu station staff. Hachiko's pelt was preserved after his death, and his taxidermy mount it on permanent display at the National Science Museum of Japan in Uno, Tokyo. In April of 1934, a bronze statue based on his likeness, sculpted by Teruo Ando, was erected at Shibu Station. The statue was recycled for the war effort during World War II, so it's not there anymore. It was during World War II, it was recycled. In 1948, Toshiko Ando, son of the original artist, made a second statue. The new statue, which was erected in August of 1948, still stands and is a popular meeting spot. The station's entrance near the statue is named Hachiko Guchi, meaning the Hachiko entrance exit. It's one of Shibu Station's 5 exits. On March 9, 2015, the faculty of the Agriculture of the University of Tokyo unveiled a bronze statue depicting Uno returning to meet Hachi at the University of Tokyo, Japan, to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Hachiko's death. Each year on March 8th, Hachiko's devotion is honored with a solemn ceremony of remembrance at Shibu Station. Hundreds of dog lovers often turn out to honor his memory and his loyalty. That's the statue, the new one. And they have the other one that I showed, I believe, is at the Tokyo University. Yakio Sankano, Uno's wife, often known as Yokio Uno, was partner of Hishibu Uno for 10 years until he passed away in 1925. Whenever she visited, Hachio showed a lot of happiness and affection towards her. Sadly, Yukio passed away on April 30th, 1961 at the age of 76. She wanted to be buried next to Uno, but her family laid her to rest in the temple in Tatio instead. This is a stuffed replica of the pup. They made a replica of him. It's at the Science Museum in Japan. In 2013, a professor of the University of Tokyo named Sho Shizawa found records showing Yukio's wish to be buried with Uno. Then on May 19, 2016, a special ceremony took place at Enoma Cemetery where Uno and Sankyo's families were there. During the ceremony, some of Yukio Sankyo's ashes were buried alongside Uno and Hachi. Her name and the date of her passing were written on their tombstones. This fulfilled the reunion of the Hachio's family. Putting both their names on the grave helps future generations understand that Hachicho had 2 special people in his life, said Shizawa. To Hachicho, Uno was like a father and Yukio was like a mother, added Matsu. Hachio's story in pop culture. The story of Hachio touched hearts across the globe long before the war. Even Helen Keller, the American educator and champion of disability rights, visited his statue in 1937. She was so taken by Hachio's tale that she wished her own Akita Inu. In 1937, she was gifted one, and after it passed away in 1939, she received another. This is the statue as of 2013. In 2009, Richard Gere starred in the American movie Hachi, A Dog's Tale, a remake of the 1987 Japanese film The Story of Hachiko by Sendo Kaneto. Genre, who's also Gere, who also produced the American version, admitted that reading the script brought tears to his eyes. According to Saito Hirokachi, who dedicated his life to preserving Japanese dog breeds, when we think of Hachiko's loyalty at Seibu Station, it's like a moving story of faithful service. But really, Hachiko's love for his master was just pure affection. It's not just Hachiko. All dogs have this kind of unconditional and absolute love. I think this is the one that's at the university. This is the statue that they have at the university. Yes, this is, and I just read the description. Yes, this is the one they have at the university of them basically reuniting. And this is their grave sites. More pictures of him waiting at the train station. So this is the true story from Hachi, A Dog's Tale. Beautiful dog too. But he did get eventually get to go back to his master. But that is, if you haven't watched Hachi, A Dog's Tale, it's really good. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Happy. But yeah, that movie right there is a really good movie. I had a shepherd. She was 14 years old when she passed away. She was 14, so she just passed this last year. So yeah. My shepherd, I loved the ground she walked on. She was my baby. Yeah, I'm not crying, you're crying, and my tears just wanted to give my cheeks a hug. That's all. They love hugging each other sometimes. But actually, that is a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, though, you're going to cry. You're going to cry. Okay? Even though I just told you the true story behind it, you're going to cry like a little bitch if you watch Hachi's A Dog's Tale. Just going to say, you're going to cry. Good movie, though. They did a really good job with it. Obviously, some of the things were changed for, some of the names and things like that. And a little bit of Hachi's tail itself was changed a little bit. Like in the movie, he was dropped off at the station and the professor accidentally found him, right? But in real life, obviously the professor actually asked for him. I love shepherds too, Miss Christine. I love shepherds with all my heart. I think they are so loyal, so sweet, good protectors. I just have a thing for German shepherds. I really love them. I really do. I've owned 2 in my lifetime. I had another one when I was younger. Actually, I had like 2 more before that, but they were technically, one of them was my uncle's dog, but obviously I loved her so much that she was like my baby too, even though she wasn't. And another one was an old house that we used to rent. Our landlord owned it, but she stayed more at our house than she did anywhere. But that was his dog. I just loved her. I love animals. My neighbor that passed away in my old neighborhood, I used to take his puppy dogs treats. They knew my car when I came up because they knew I kept a bag of treats in the damn glove compartment for them. And I, of course, asked him before I did it. I didn't just randomly give somebody's dogs treats without asking. And every time I would come visit him to help him in his house, help clean up or do something for him, I would give the puppy dogs the treats. That American Honey, my 14-year-old shepherd that just passed from old age. She had congestive heart failure. Um, she was a rescue. Most of my animals are rescues. Most of them, um, just because I've not went out and ever bought a pup per se. Most of mine were rescues, or like somebody had a set of puppies and they were trying to give them away and I needed one, or I wanted to, take care of them. So that's what I'm telling Miss Christine. I'm going to tell you something. And so most of my animals are rescues, just for that simple fact, because there's so many animals out there that need rescuing. Um, in fact, I was so good with, we had a veterinarian that lived near us. She would call me when pups, like when people would surrender their dog before she would give them to the pound. She would call me and call my family and go, so I have this dog and they surrendered it and they don't want it anymore. Could you like take care of it? And I'd be like, yeah. That's how we got a few of our dogs actually. We were cool with the vets, and stuff like that. That's when you know that you're like, you don't have to prove you're a good person because the vets already said it. Um, but yeah. So, um, my animals and all animals, I think, deserve love and all that good, lovely stuff, because animals don't deserve, to be treated poorly. I will say this. I just posted a medication, Norris. If you have a senior pup or a pup that may have feet problem, or they may have hip problems or something like that, I posted it to my community wall. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all the name of it. And I'll show you what it is. It's really good for like older pups who have like hip problems or something like that. It's called Cosequin. It works really, really good. So if your animal, let's say your animal has hip problems, leg problems, if they're just getting older and their joints are stiff, this stuff really does work. Like I would not tell you to give your animal anything that didn't work, and I wouldn't tell you to give your animal anything that was against vets or could hurt it or anything like this. But this stuff right here, this joint health supplement, really does work. Really works. So if you have an older pet, or your dog's getting up there in age and may or may not have joint issues, this stuff right here works. You just put it in their, like if your animal takes medicine well, you can just put it in with their food, and they'll think it's a treat, right? And just put it in their dish. You know what I'm saying? They won't know no different. And unless you have one of those dogs who just likes to spit out stuff like that and don't want to take it, but it works really good. You just on the bottle it specifically states how to give it to them. These are chewables and whatnot. So it'll tell you here. I'll read the instructions for you so you'll know right quick. So if the animal is up to 15 pounds, you give them a half a tablet. If they're 16 to 30 pounds, you give them one tablet. If they're 31 to 60 pounds, you give them two tablets. And if they're over 60 pounds, you give them three tablets. Okay. It says initial for the first 4 to 6 weeks, daily feedings. And then to maintain it after the 4 to 6 weeks, you do a half a tablet every other day for 15 pounds, up to 15 pounds. For 16 to 30 pounds, you do a half tablet. And for 31 to 60 pounds, you do one tablet. And if they're over 60 pounds, you give them 1 to 2 tablets after the 4 to 6 weeks. And it really does help. I just do myself one tablet. I have a pup with joint issues. So I do one tablet because they're a pretty nice size pup. I do the one tablet in the food in the morning, and that's it. And it works. It works great. And I will say they take a piece of our heart with them. And no matter how much we or how many animals we've had, each one of them, every single one of them took a piece of us with them when they left. And we loved each one of them differently, and each one of them had their own personalities and different things about we loved. you know like, even let's say you had a family pet or you had multiple family pets. um you know just because one of them touched your heart more doesn't mean you didn't love all of them. And that's another thing that I see sometimes is people like, but I was like, sometimes that happens. And then you have, when you get your like pet, your one, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You could have had 50 pets in your lifetime, and there's a specific point in time that one really, really grabbed your heart. Not that you didn't love all of them. It's just there was a special connection, you know? I am so sorry about your kitty. Hey, Freeside. Chewy is a good place to get stuff. I also do a lot of my stuff. Sometimes I'll get it from the pet store that's near me, which is PetSmart. And here's the thing: is it PetSmart or PetSmart? That's been the old adage, the old thing that people would say. Is it PetSmart or PetSmart? Eh, eh, so I know PetSmart, I know. But like, so many people have had that back and forth about that. Oh, that's so sweet, Norris. That's so sweet of Chewy. I will say this also: if you in some of these sites, if you like, let's say you order your animal like something for their birthday, sometimes those places will send you like little cards on their birthday and stuff. And they'll send you discounts on your animals' birthdays. I don't know if y'all know that, but some of the sites actually do that. It's really cool. I love animals with all my heart. I think animals are just super amazing because of the simple fact that, um, you know, they don't have an extremely long lifespan most of the time. But for the time that we do get with them, I cherish it 100%. Because animals love us unconditionally. Like, there's no condition in it. Think about it. And I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people be hating on cats, but some cats, and I know there are people out there that are dog people. I know there are cat people. I know there's some people that just love all animals, and that's kind of like me. But I love when a cat's like, I've had different, obviously, personalities with that, but they're like, love me, love me, love me. Now, don't touch me. Don't even look at me. Outside right now, I only have one cat, and he showed up as a baby kitten. When I mean baby kitten, he was like barely the size of your hand, right? And he was extremely feral. When I say feral, you couldn't touch him, you couldn't get near him. He would try to eat you up and run away. It was very, very mean little crapper. And now he has his own little house. I even have him a heat light for when it gets cold, so it warms up his house. He has his blanket in his bed, and he knows where his food stays. And now he starts to beg you for uppies. He wants you to pick him up and hold him like a little baby. But when he first started coming around, He was feral. He's a bobtail kitten. At first, I thought that I may have accidentally um adopted a bobcat, but he's not a bobcat, thank God. But at first, I thought I might have accidentally, adopted a bobcat. Her name was Abby Tabby Kitty Kitty Meow Meow because she said meow meow. She said meow and not meow. I've had a lot of animals over the years because I just have that kind of heart. Um, you know, I if I could have a rescue and was a millionaire, I would. I really would, even though I know it would break my heart when they pass away. And I absolutely do have actual funerals for my animals, like full blown ones. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now I know some people in certain other areas who have, their animal cremated. As far as I know, we don't have a place for cremation, but we might now, but we didn't years ago. So we would have like funerals and stuff like that. I swear to God, I had a cat one time, Norris, that would not drink out of a bowl. I had to give him water out of a cup. Like, absolutely. Yes, I've had one that was that spoiled that would not drink out of a bowl. Thought they were too good for a bowl and had to have a cup. And not just any cup, it had to be a coffee cup. And it was a specific coffee cup. So you made her a cuppa when you made you a cuppa? Oh. And I didn't know that. Valerian and or chamomile works the same as catnip. I didn't know that. In fact, I had a cat that would not drink out of a regular bowl or nothing like that. And there was a specific coffee cup that was this cat's coffee cup. And I had to put water in it and hold it. And they would drink their water. And then I would have to set it down. And when they wanted more, they would come up to me, take their hand, their paw, right? And paw my hand, like grab my cup from me. Oh, yeah, that's spoiled. Oh, yours had a very specific orange tall cup. Mine had a specific coffee cup, and if it wasn't this specific cup, it would refuse to drink water, and would come up to me, take the hand, and tap me a specific way, and I knew that's when it wanted water, and I would have to hold its cup for it. Uh huh. Super spoiled. Super spoiled. They're so spoiled sometimes. Uh, my sister's dog that she had at one time, he would do the same thing. He only wanted to drink his water from a cup, did not want to use a bowl. And um, he had specific food. He wouldn't eat other things. And if you gave it to him, he'd look at you like you were stupid. He was super spoiled too. Oh, she only drank the tea from the coffee cup. Uh huh. Oh, when one of my cats was sick, there was only one thing I could get him to eat. Um, he had to have canned chicken. I had to drain off the juice, break it up in little tiny pieces, and I had to put it on a saucer, not a plate. Would not eat on a plate. Had to have it on a saucer. Tried to put it in a bowl once. No, didn't like that either. Yeah, no. He had to have it on a saucer. Animals can be so picky sometimes, but I love them to death. I do. I love my animals. I think all animals are amazing creatures. They're super loving. They love all of us. I had a cat named Princess for 16. She was 16 or 17 when she passed away. And she was so spoiled. Um, she had to have a can of she didn't like tuna too much. I mean, she'd be okay with it, but she didn't like it too much. She wasn't too much into like sardines or nothing like that, but she loved Jack Mackerel. And she had to have a can of Jack Mackerel every once in a while. And she would get up on her back legs and walk across the kitchen and go meow, meow, meow. Like she would go crazy over it. She loved Jack Mackerel. It was her favorite damn meal. And when she got sick, that's the only thing I could get her to eat. When she got older and stuff, um, what was crazy was that her and my inside dog at the time were both female, but they were in a relationship, an interspecies relationship. They love each other. It was crazy. They wouldn't let no males around them, nothing. They loved each other. So when my dog passed away, it wasn't 6 months later that my cat passed away. I think my cat passed away from a broken heart. I think she would have lived a lot longer, but because the dog was older than her, I do believe that I think she would have lived a lot longer too. Um, the dog was at least two years older than her, 3 years. My dog was 18 or 19 when she passed. And when she passed away, the cat was super depressed. And, she was at the funeral and all that, so she knew what happened. But she I got her to eat and she was drinking. She just laid down, went to sleep one day, and never woke back up. I found her asleep in her favorite spot. I do believe that she passed away from a broken heart. I truly believe that. Because her and the dog were that bonded. Like that bonded. Because she was in good health. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have no health conditions. She just didn't want to live without her friend. Yeah, the dog was almost 20, and the other dog that I had, he was 28 or 29 when he passed away. We got him when I was a little bitty kid, and he was already grown when we got him. He was a few years old. I think he was like 4 or 5 years old when we got him or something like that. He was older, and he didn't pass away until I was like in my late 20s, mid to late 20s. He was pretty older. Now I will say this, Watcher, my husband's that way about his boxer. That's his baby. And I will say that it is the hardest thing when you lose an animal that is your heart. You know what I'm saying? Is your soul, and is like one of your children. And Miss Watcher, I love watching the videos when you do with your puppy doggies. Broken-hearted syndrome is real. A lot of people don't know that. I had they wasn't my real aunt and uncle. They were my mom and dad's friends, but I called them aunt and uncle when I was little. Literally 6 months after his wife passed away, 6 months to a year, he passed away. And on his death certificate, they have broken-hearted syndrome as one of the reasons for his passing. That was quite literally, that was literally the thing that's on there. I know how that feels, Watcher. And also, rest in peace, Benny B. You were an amazing pup and will forever be missed. Rest in peace to all the animals who have passed that touched our hearts and loved us like no other. They may be gone, but they'll never be forgotten. We remember all the love that they gave us, all the funny memories, them jumping around doing stupid shit. Being, it is true. Grief will take a person out. That's, sometimes I love going over there to Miss Harlow Blonde's channel when they have the Sisters in Grief stream, because I think that it is imperative for people to learn about grief, to talk about their grief, to, like help with that situation, because some of us don't share our feelings as much, and we're hard on the outside and soft on the inside because of that. Like, we have a hard shell to crack to get to know us. But once you do, it's like, I'm gonna say this. I'm the type of person that, yes, I'm a very loving, kind person, and I show that, but a lot of people don't know the real me, if that makes sense. Like, because I don't let them fully in because of, trust issues and whatnot. But when I do, that person can really hurt me, because I let you pass my walls. I let you pass my safety zone, if that makes sense. And animals always get past my safety zone because I just love animals. You know what I'm saying? So when something happens to them, it really does, break my heart into a million pieces. And grief groups are super helpful. And it also helps you remember, when you tell these stories, the people and the animals and the things that you love. When you talk about these situations, it helps you, not only helps you with the grief, but it also helps you, like, remember the good times, remember the funny stories, remember the smiles, like with your animals. My dog Duke was super goofy. He would run in and knock you smooth the F down. But I remember the goofiness. I remember the acting crazy. I remember the, way he was with other animals and how he cried over his crawfish friend. And with Rosie Barks, how she would look at you. Like, here's the thing, you would just pour her a fresh bowl of water, right? And she would look at you and flip it over and go, now you're going to have to get me another one. She did that intentionally. And if she didn't want you to leave her right away, she would sit on your feet. And she acted like a puppy, like nothing was wrong with her up into the very last moments of her life. Very last moments. You would not have known nothing was wrong with this pup. Would not have known. You would not have known what was going on with her. She didn't show no ounce of it and acted like a puppy still. You know? And our animals are our family. If you don't look at an animal as your family and you look at it as property, you don't need animals. Animals are not our property. They are our family, our loved ones. We care about them. You know what I'm saying? If you look at animals as property, you don't need them. Because your heart ain't pure enough, in my opinion. If you could just take a dog and throw it away like it's nothing. Now, I will say that I've also taken in animals for friends who moved to a new area and could not have their pet. And trust me, it was the hardest decision they ever had to make in their life. But they knew if the animal was with me, they could come visit the animal anytime they chose to. Right? So I've had that happen too. I've taken in animals for friends who could not have them, because I didn't want them going to a shelter. I didn't want them, because some of our shelters, they're not, you know, they're not, they're, if the animal's there for more than a certain time, they unalive them. We don't have a lot of no kill. So, that's another reason that sometimes if I know that I have turned over some animals to the shelters, when I know they'll get adopted right away. Like, I had a set of kittens at a house of mine once. They were dwarf kittens, and the mother was a dwarf. I thought she was a kitten herself when she popped out kittens. She looked like a little baby kitten because she was a dwarf cat. And this was back when I was a kid. But we called up to the shelter and talked to them. And literally, there was a person waiting on them when they got there to adopt them. Quite literally, there was someone waiting on them. We made sure before we took them up there that they would already be adopted before we did that. And there was someone waiting on these cats. The ones with the little short legs, the little tiny legs, when the cat showed up to our house one day, it just came out from under the house. It was a cat that was just in the wild. Um, it looked like a kitten, like a 5 or 6 month old kitten, right? It didn't look like a full grown cat. And all of a sudden, she had babies. And I didn't realize, technically, she was full grown. She was fully grown. And the kittens were so tiny. When I say tiny, you imagine how a regular kitten is, right? How small a regular kitten is. A dwarf kitten is smaller than that. I thought they were born early. Something was wrong. I thought she was too young. So I was freaking out. We called the vet. We had somebody come out from the shelter to check on her and the kittens. And when they got old enough to be adopted, we obviously waited until they were weaned from mommy, and the kittens were eating food to make sure they were adoptable, right? To make sure they were adoptable. Yeah, they can get preggers early in life, but when I say Norris, there was no way this was possible. When you looked at this, it looked like a baby kitten that was like 3 months old or 4 months old. It was really, I had them come out and look, and that's when they told me that she was a dwarf cat and that the kittens were dwarfs because she had a pug face. And I didn't realize that was one of the things like that shows what, a lot of dwarfs have that. And I didn't know that, but she was a dwarf. And so once the kittens got to where they were eating food and all this other stuff, there was already somebody waiting when we called, and they were ready for adoption. They were already ready to adopt. So they adopted the mother and all the kittens. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know she was a dwarf cat. I had never seen one before in my life. Because that was back before they became popular. And I knew her little legs were short, but I didn't know, I didn't know that it was possible to be that tiny, and I wasn't expecting that. But they told me that up there at the shelter and stuff that she was a dwarf or a dwarf miniature or something like that. She was a special breed, and so it wouldn't be hard to get her adopted or the kittens. And it wasn't. Literally the same day that they came and got them and picked them up, they were adopted out that same day. That very same day they were adopted. So I didn't feel bad about that situation because I knew they were taken care of. And that's the only thing I worry about taken to a shelter is I want to make sure that they can find a good home. Because when I do that, when I rescue and give away, I always worry if the animal is in good shape and good standing. In fact, I've done that with some animals, and me and the persons have stayed in contact, and they would let me know how the animal was doing occasionally, because that's the kind of heart I have. It's like, I want to know the baby's okay, because I has that kind of hearts. I love animals. Animals don't do nothing to nobody. And that's like when me and Mr. MRE were talking about, a lot of these attacks, a lot of these animals, it was because of raisings or different things or possible health conditions that the person doesn't know about. Most animals aren't just out here, I'm going to bite people. You know what I'm saying? That's not normally their thought process. But I'm fixing to get off here. I'm going to go do some adulting, do some cleaning, wake up a little bit more. Just, I mean, watch it. You could buy me anytime, girl. Charlie likes to bite people too. Charlie bit me. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I do like to bite sometimes. But you have to ask nicely. I don't just be doing it because I'm afraid I might get rabies or something for certain folks. I'm scared I might get get the age, as they say, the 3 letters. I'm scared of that. But y'all have a blessed day. I will see y'all later on these streets. Much love, my beauties. And thank you to everybody. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you, Happy. Got the email. Much love. I will see y'all later. Bye. Oh, Huggies, Mr. Jim, the only Jim, the best Jim. Bye.
I'm from the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, checking seat banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be staying round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Outer Street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments when OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car blue, a big Anthony Hughes and P.
I'm from the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my